So look, with Patrick Mahomes signing this big ass contract, right? And now, like, it's coming out that like there are so many clauses in his contract, all the do's and don'ts that he can and cannot do. As does he really have any freedom? Like, do you think that that's kind of going too far? What happened?
Nah. I think everything he did was right. Like I'm.
That was last episode. We already talked about that.
I thought he signed his contract.
Corey just mad.
I'm mad. I'm livid. I am livid. We're gonna talk about this shit.
I mean, that's probably just gonna get cut out anyway. So I ain't, you know.
Oh my god, I'm livid. This motherfucker livid in the back. I'm livid.
So I'll say, I think he did the right thing. I mean, like, regardless if it got clauses or not. If you think about it, we talked about it a little bit a while ago. We talked about Jay Will. Like, Jay Will had, all right. So I'll just say, Pat Mahomes was like known for hooping and shit in the off season, and he was known for doing different things in the off season. So I think that's probably like a big thing for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna take out the extras, and probably help. I mean, that probably helped in the cause. So, I mean, he also signed for over a $500 million.
Yeah.
Shit, wow, bro.
And how old is he? Like 24? How old is he? Like 24? 23?
I believe 23.
Can you imagine that amount of money at 23 years old?
How much?
$1 billion? Basically, potentially $500 million. A little bit over, $3 million over.
That's crazy.
I don't got like no shoe yet.
Yeah, that's true.
You got no like.
That's one step over LeBron. You got 99 coming out of high school. 99 mil.
Listen, $500 million. $500 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
How much is that shit guaranteed though?
It's a step.
I think 450, right?
It's a big step.
Something like that.
450.
One small leap for mankind.
450 is guaranteed.
That's a lot, bro.
And
Lamar Jackson
I think. Don't quote. That's
Lamar Jackson.
Oh, Lamar and Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Hold on.
I think it's like a
for who? You're talking about Mahomes?
Yeah.
That's a 10-year deal, though. That's a 10-year deal.
It don't matter.
That's $50 million a year.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. That's good for that.
Especially for an NFL player.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying for NFL.
And that's not including
talking about baseball.
And that's not including endorsements and shit like that. And then I think he got, if I'm not mistaken, I ain't look at the shit, but I think it's like 150 million, 100 and something like that, guaranteed in the event that he gets injured. That he gets injured, he still gets 150 million guaranteed. That's unreal.
Honestly, when I seen the the news or whatever the fuck that article was, I think like 400, at least 400 was guaranteed. 400 mil was
it was 450. It was 450.
Yeah, 450. Yeah.
Y'all niggas gotta start listening, man. Y'all niggas gotta start listening.
That's still a baseball contract.
Yeah.
It is.
That's what he said. That's what his father told him to do. That.
Right.
I've never seen that amount of money guaranteed for a football player. And
I know. That might change the game for all of them, though.
Yeah.
Hey, The Rock said the shit. The Rock said the shit on Ballers, dog. The Rock said the shit on Ballers.
But for real, most NFL players ain't lasting 10 years, so I feel like he the only nigga that can get it, or there's only a few niggas that can get a contract like that.
And
NFL players rarely last that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's his dad. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, you gotta have the right come up. It's certain people that are able to, because you have your father or whatever telling you what you need to do and all that shit, and then you can bring in the lawyers and all that shit or whatever afterwards. My dad already said I need to be getting this much, You know what I'm saying? So
So
I think it's the come up. I think it's the come up of how people are raised or whatever. I think it's how, because some niggas will sell out for, oh yeah, y'all gonna sign me for $3 million, $4 million for a year, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think it's
that's what Cam did. I think Cam worked
real.
more than that. But
no,
yeah.
but at the same time, so 2 points. The first point is Tyron Smith, if I'm not mistaken, Tyron Smith, we signed him and it's nowhere near. I'm not going to try to compare to Patrick Mahomes deal, but his shit was unprecedented at the time too. I think where he signed him to like I want to say it was a 7-year or 8-year deal, a 7-year or 8-year extension. And so that shit was just like unprecedented at the time too. And we still paying him, but even second point was
Remy got the pinky up.
yeah, exactly. What was your second point, Corey?
No, ain't no second point. No.
But
he did his whole due diligence. I think that was my whole thing. I think it was the upbringing, dog. A lot of niggas will come in just like rap. Niggas will get in them 360 deals or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? You have to have that upbringing of business in your today life. You know what I'm saying?
So that's my second point. My second point was we talked about Cam. Oh, y'all said something about Cam Newton. I think what Cam Newton up was the Panthers just released him so late. The Panthers released him after like all free agency was over, after like all the starting jobs was gone, and like I mean at that point in time, Cam Newton and Jameis signed like bullshit ass, dumb ass. I mean not necessarily even dumb ass deals, but incentive laden deals. Whereas though you know what I'm saying, you gotta find you a spot to get.
I would agree with that, but at the end of the day, I think Cam is coming out on top though, because he's going to a great ball program. He's going to a good program.
He's gonna learn too. I feel like
he's gonna learn.
Bill Belichick, it's just that shit is going. Even if he don't stay there for more than a year, I feel like
I think he'll be there more than a year though.
I feel like wherever he go after that, man, he's gonna be a problem, bro.
I think he'll be there more than a year. At least two. Depending on what he does out this joint, I think he'll be there at least 2 years. Because the athletic ability is there, dog. The athletic ability is there. But can he learn the playbook that they're doing and you know what I'm saying? Please Belichick.
I don't fuck with like when people say that shit, learn the playbook. Like cater your shit to this man's natural fucking God-given ability.
Yeah.
And if you don't get out of coaching,
if you're a first round draft pick, if we're just drafting your ass, but you're somebody who's been in the NFL for a minute, so you better pick this motherfucking shit up.
Look what he's done in the NFL. So cater your offense to this nigga's God-given ability.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
he's
that,
gonna be all right though, because he's gonna be Belichick does it with all his quarterbacks. He does it with all of them. Belichick changes his offense and defense almost every year. Depending on what his roster is. You know? Like every year, that shit changes. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I think they signed him for a year, dog. That's why I think they just signed him for a year, just for a tryout, to make sure, you know what I'm saying, he can pick the shit up. That's it.
I think that might have been Cam's working to do just a year too, because I mean, like you get, like I said, he was done real greasy by the Panthers to be let go after free agency.
Yeah.
All the starting jobs was done. So, a 1 year deal. Go ahead, Ryan.
He was done greasy by the league. Like I think he wanted to go here for a year. Like what you saying, but like the whole league not taking a chance on him, and he the Patriots on this like small amount of money. He's taking a gamble on him, but he's also saying like, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna get back on track.
Yep.
And then I hear you, but like, how many places could he have gone to that doesn't have a fucking quarterback? The only place I can think of is fucking the Dolphins, who don't have shit. Everybody else has a fucking quarterback or have drafted somebody recently.
Listen, but that's the thing. So if he gets cut, released, or traded after the season, and I know it's not the Panthers' like responsibility to do right by him or what have you. But if he gets cut, released, or whatever at the end of the season, he has an opportunity to fight for the quote-unquote Bears job. He has an opportunity to fight for the Jaguars job. He has an opportunity to fight for the Chargers job.
Broncos.
Drew Lock got that shit on lock, baby. He got an opportunity to fight for the Pat's job. I mean, like, and those just the jumps we name it off the top of our head. Like, it's other people that have like systems, or I mean, not only even systems. Like,
honestly, he can go to like 80% of the teams.
Yes, he's the fucking MVP.
Even the Steelers.
He gonna show off this.
I was gonna say I wouldn't mind him. Because
show off this
back up to some shit. I wouldn't mind him coming. I've been said that shit. I wouldn't mind him coming to Pittsburgh. I don't know though.
You see what Belichick did with Garoppolo. I don't know. I feel like Cam for the last 2-3 years has been looked at as being like, you know, like tumultuous and like, you know, a shit starter and always in the media. But I don't know, for some reason I feel like this year when he's gonna be under the Patriots, like all of that shit, I don't think it's gonna be as bad. I don't know if it's just because, like, y'all remember when y'all was saying like all of the bad shit comes to Dan Snyder. Like, no matter what happens, he always get hit on the head with that shit. Yeah. I feel like it's almost different for like some of these teams, like the New England Patriots. Like, yeah. I don't think Belichick, like, he'll like, he doesn't like instigate like all of the media shit. Like, he just be like, I feel like he you know.
Belichick had Matt Castle and
went 10-6.
Owners, bro. It's the owners, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Good old boys. The owners are good old boys, and they don't play that shit.
Actually, Bill Belichick got Matt Castle paid when he went to Kansas City.
And yep.
And once again, this goes back to that fucking strength of schedule shit that I was talking about too. Like, them niggas, and at that point in time, the Bills wasn't where the Bills are now. And I know the Bills aren't still upper echelon, and the Bills are a playoff team now. But at that point in time, the Bills was jaw like a doormat. The Jets, the fucking trash.
You talking about? I was gonna say, since you're talking about strength of schedule, I think Cam has the hardest schedule this season. The hardest. The hardest.
He said that last week. They don't.
The hardest. Nah, dog. He is the hardest, dog.
I also want.
He's playing all playoff.
Think of the NFC West.
Huh?
Yeah. I also want to point out the fact that, like, legit and take away Greg Olsen. Give me any year where you name Cam Newton's starting wide receivers.
Steve Smith.
No, but that's
it. That's it.
Steve Smith.
So we expect this nigga Cam won an MVP, and he had Steve Smith as one wide receiver. And don't get me wrong, Steve Smith's a great wide receiver. And Greg Olsen.
He's a dog.
At running back, we have Jonathan Stewart and who's the other nigga?
D'Angelo
Hall was out there joining before he went to the Steelers.
D'Angelo Williams.
He was gone.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. But, I mean, good running backs, but once again, not Mr. McCaffrey in the fucking Russian League champions or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Cam's always been able to do some shit with some shit.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to a coach that's been able to do some shit with some shit. I'm saying, like, he Jimmy Garoppolo. Didn't he have
Jacoby Brissett,
right? I mean, Jacob Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby,
yeah.
Ryan Mallett.
Yeah.
Castle.
I think it's because they know how to fucking get an O-line, bro. They have a fucking O-line year after year in fucking New England, dog.
Because it was a couple years where Brady was running for his life, and he was trying to throw that shit like within 1 second.
That's recently.
Yeah, so
that's recently.
I don't know. I don't think that O-line always been strong.
All right, so
and I think that's another reason why they were okay they felt okay to get rid of Brady. You know what I'm saying? They want to get a nigga that can run around on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And throw some passes.
Belichick had Brian Hoyer, dog.
Hey Al, would you put an asterisk on Brady's career? Just naming his conference opponents. You put an asterisk.
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean putting an asterisk on it though?
like it's just competition. Getting to the a first round bye every year is kind of tainted.
Yeah, playing the fucking Bills and the goddamn Dolphins every year, and the fucking Jets.
Well, would you say the same
before last year?
Would you say the same for when LeBron was in the East and they was in Cleveland? They was playing Cleveland, and Miami.
LeBron had to play. He couldn't get past the Celtics.
Yeah, but what about Miami? They
big baby over there, motherfucker.
They just ran through the East.
Right. You're right.
So you probably now as you saying that, I could see that for New England, man.
But what about this year? You think somebody should deserve an asterisk? Whoever wins, NBA.
Which one? NBA?
Oh, NBA.
I mean, yeah. If a lot of if the star players ain't gonna be playing,
yeah,
yeah, I would say so. If a lot of star players ain't gonna be there, I think it does mean a lot.
Yeah. You're not playing the best. You're not playing the greatest.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You're just out here. You know what I'm saying?
I think if Anthony Davis don't play, it's not going to be an asterisk for the Lakers and LeBron if they win. But if LeBron don't play,
oh yeah, no question.
This nigga plays every year.
Yeah.
There's no question. Unless it's an injury, it's no question.
This nigga's immune. He's never.
But also, I feel like if AD don't play and the Lakers lose, I feel like it's always gonna be a but if. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't that just happen with Toronto?
I don't think so though.
Toronto just won and KD was out. Clay was out. Like all of them was out, and is that an asterisk for them? Is that an asterisk for Kawhi?
I disagree with that. Yeah, I disagree with that, P-Shack. I disagree with that because LeBron had to carry the weight for a long time.
Yeah, but look what he did last year.
Long time.
Look what he did last year.
There's an asterisk.
He can't do it by himself. Not no more.
He can't. But still, dog. I don't want niggas don't want to hear that shit. This nigga's not in or whatever. Niggas been wanting LeBron to be.
Ain't gonna win if AD ain't playing. I'll put it like that.
I hear that. But
who they playing? So if it's LeBron versus Giannis in the finals.
Yeah.
Niggas ain't want to hear that shit with LeBron and Kyrie. They want to hear that shit with Kyrie not in. They want to hear LeBron is bringing that shit to home. They want to hear that shit.
Look who they were playing.
Yeah, but still. They still shit on Bron because they act like he's supposed to be better than Jordan out this motherfucker.
Okay, but
Kawhi would never happen.
Kawhi got all the praise and KD wasn't playing. Klay Thompson wasn't playing.
But I hear what you're saying, but I don't understand why. Honestly, to me, it feels like it's a different. Niggas hold Bron to a different, you know what I mean, pedestal or whatever the fuck. I swear they do. For LeBron. It's like, dog, this nigga LeBron's not dropping 60 out this motherfucker. Where is he at? You know what I'm saying? I don't. Yeah, dog. That's serious. I don't understand that shit.
What you think, Mark? If somebody else won it, I mean, what's the question? So the question is if
like if
one of the star players can't play,
not playing for their team, and then like.
Giannis
or AD or Kawhi or LeBron, if somebody's out of the shit, like, does that team get an asterisk? Because this is a very short season that they're trying to rush the shit to do.
Yeah.
So you said basically saying like if like let's say Kawhi went out and let's say the Greek Freak went out, then they played in the finals, would that still count towards those teams?
Right.
Because they don't have their star players. Well, you can't take it away from those guys. But I mean, yeah, it would count for those players, but for the star players, like, they don't really get no credit for that. Like, even though Antetokounmpo gets the like, let's say the Bucks won, even though he might get the ring, but that ain't really part of his legacy for real. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of does take away because he can't say that he led his team to that. You know what I mean?
No, I'm saying,
I like the way you said that though. You can't take away from niggas that showed up, dog. I like the way you said that.
No, what if they lost and because he's out they lost? Do the other team get an asterisk?
You can't take away from the niggas that showed up. man. You can't take it away from him.
I don't know. I feel like
you can't take away like if let's say the Lakers played the Bucks and then let's say Antetokounmpo went out, but then the Lakers still won. Like you can't really take that away because I mean it's not their fault that they was healthy.
Mm-hmm.
This whole like niggas is an asterisk for real.
You said what?
This whole like tournament that they
it kind of is. It's
shaky, kind of is. But I do.
I don't want to take it away from people though. I don't want to like completely take it away.
I'll compare it. And stay with me on my comparison. I'll compare it to the lockout season. So like although like we still crown the Spurs as the champion, and we like still recognize the Spurs as like the Twin Towers and the champions of that 2000 or whatever year that was. Yeah. Like I don't think we necessarily take too much because they stood strong and they won at they won at the end regardless of like
that's true
beginning or anything like that.
Yeah, but who was injured? What team was injured? You know, that season. It was just a short season.
Yeah, but as a short season, you also don't get the full ramifications of like actually getting the opportunity to play with each other. Getting the opportunity to play, generate that team chemistry and all that good shit for however long. Like we know these teams play together for a good period of time, but actually having the ability to play with each other to build team chemistry throughout the season.
Yeah, that's true.
It's something that can't be taken away.
I don't know. I feel like when this is mentioned, all right. So I'm just giving an example. So let's say, damn, I don't even want to say it. Well, let's say LeBron get injured, and let's say Giannis win it, right? I feel like every time you hear something on SportsCenter, all they're gonna say is, but LeBron, like Giannis couldn't win it, you know, when he was, you know, matched up against him the previous year or whatever. And like, yeah. I feel like it's gonna be mentioned, especially with Stephen A's crazy ass. Mm-hmm. All he gonna say is, this wasn't a real, you know, finals, and we'll wait till next year. I feel like that's gonna be the talking points all the way up to the next season.
I like that. And I'm going to compare it to the Steelers of last year. The Steelers of last season, dog. Everybody counted this out. Everybody, at least, can we get a 500 year, you know what I'm saying? With no Ben Roethlisberger, you know? Come on, dog. Yeah, don't put me on mute, dog. Don't put me on mute.
You deserve that shit if you say that shit.
Come on, Brad. But for real, dog.
Come on, for real, dog.
The Steelers went bored.
We was out here, dog. We went bored for the first time, dog. For the first time. And, dog, we was down to second and third string quarterbacks, dog. Yeah, that is unheard of, dog. That is unheard of.
Man, we do that every year.
But once again, do you put an asterisk on? I know for a fact we don't put an asterisk on that shit because it's the NFL or it's the NBA or it's supposed to be next man up. Do you put an asterisk on that shit on your season last year because it was 4-12?
Fuck yeah.
That's just, you're not going to remember that.
We paying this nigga millions for a reason. Fuck yeah. We paying niggas millions of dollars for a reason. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And it's a physical ass motherfucking game. It's a physical ass. The next nigga's trying to take your goddamn head off. I don't know about the NBA. Everybody's supposed to be able to shoot the three. Everybody's supposed to be able to shoot the J. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Everybody might not be able to play defense or whatever the fuck, but everybody's supposed to be able to shoot out this motherfucker. Everybody's supposed to be able to shoot. This is a professional league, dog. That is the point of the game, is to score buckets.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. The same way
you're not putting
listen, nigga.
You're not putting niggas out on the court that can't score, dog. You're not putting niggas out on the court.
Everybody has they're specialists. The same way in fucking football you have fucking special teams.
Yes, they are.
Have fucking defensive specialists.
They are specialists, but everybody can score. Everybody cannot score in football. Everybody cannot score in football.
That's not true.
What do you mean it's not true? The fucking left guard, the right guard cannot score. The center cannot score.
That's not their job.
Everybody can score in basketball. Everybody cannot score in football.
Everybody can score in football. There have been plenty of ways where we talk about Bill Belichick, where
eligible man.
Y'all giving me the trick plays. Come on.
We're
the trick play guys. Pittsburgh is a trick play team.
God damn it, Corey! Let's have a conversation where we don't
talk
about Pittsburgh and shit.
Come on, dog. Randall and everybody. Washington know about Randall.
It had nothing to do with nothing. You talk about Pittsburgh Steelers. We talk about basketball. Somehow or another, this nigga talks about fucking Ben Roethlisberger, and we just get derailed and shit.
I gotta bring it back. I gotta bring it back to Pittsburgh. You
don't have to. No.
I'm just saying, dog.
Hey, well, who's y'all like number one favorite athlete growing up?
Pittsburgh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what? I don't even want to say that because like who was a person that you was a big fan of that wasn't like a superstar, but like they might have just played for the Wizards, or they might have just been a player like the sidekick to the star player.
Jerome Bettis.
Like, he was nice, but like whether it was football, basketball, anybody, just like a nigga that wasn't ever like really a Pro Bowler, but you just liked the way he played, like a guy like that. Football? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, football. I mean, any sport, like somebody you just, you know what I'm saying?
Back in the day, big old sleeper, Eddie Jones.
Yeah. Yep. He's one of those guys. Like, he probably made maybe 2 All-Star games, some shit like that, but he was nice. He was just highly skilled.
If we talking basketball, I fuck with Steve Kerr. He used to come off the motherfucking bench hot. He come off the bench.
Yeah, these are the type of people I'm talking about. Niggas like that. Like if that gives you an idea what I'm aiming for, like that. Exactly. Another guy.
You want a team with Michael fucking Jordan?
What you say, Brian?
I can fuck with Speedy for the Sixers. Speedy
Claxton.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, Speedy Claxton. Exactly. Yeah.
I used to fuck with him.
Yeah, I remember Speedy Claxton. Obviously, John Starks for me, you know what I'm saying, for the Knicks back in the day. That was probably one of my favorite players growing up, John Starks. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what was the remember the running back we had, Skip Hicks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to.
Oh yeah, Skip Hicks. Yeah, I remember him.
That was like Trump candidate. That was like those type of years. Trump candidate.
Yeah. And I so bad I wanted Roy Halou to have that. I wanted Roy Halou to have for so long, but he just could not stay healthy, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I like the running back. I like Stephen Davis. Yeah,
that's what I was about to say. Stephen Davis was probably one of my favorite players back then.
He's a slow Adrian Peterson.
What about Michael Westbrook?
Yeah, pretty much.
What about Michael Westbrook? Just because y'all talk about Stephen Davis.
Michael Westbrook was like that.
He ain't have to do that man like that. He ain't have to do that man like that.
Michael Westbrook was like that.
But hold up, what did he say? Because Michael Westbrook because Terrell, what's his name? Stephen Davis called him gay.
Yeah, and then he just beat him up straight up, just like that. And I saw the footage. He was on top of him like MMA style. And then Michael Westbrook become an MMA fighter after that shit. Like, that's the craziest part of that shit. He actually became an MMA fighter. And then we fought. Wow. So he probably was already getting trained before that shit was a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Back in the day, I was gonna say back in the day in the DMV, we had
who he was fucking with.
Nah, in the DMV we had the best tight ends. You had Heath Miller. You had I'm sorry, that's Pittsburgh, but you got
Cooley,
Redskins Cooley, and who do they have in Baltimore? Todd Heap, exactly. Those 3 tight ends: Todd Heap, Cooley, and Heath Miller. Those was like fucking old dirty, dependable ass motherfuckers, dog.
Forget about Greg Olson. Greg Olson was that dude back then, and I thought Jeremy Shockey was gonna have a much.
Yeah, he was supposed to be nice, dog. Shock the world. He has.
Well, how many leagues? He wasn't in the league that long, right?
Yeah, like
it had been like
what happened
5-6 years.
Did he get injured or something?
Probably injuries, most likely.
Yeah, he was injured.
Most likely injuries. I think he after he left the Giants, he went to the Saints for like a year or two, then that was it.
Yeah,
I don't think he was in the league that long.
Probably one of the most disappointing tight ends, dog. I thought, he had the whole fucking shit going on.
He was popular though.
So I'll go with I'll change it and I'll change that question, the second question, a little bit, and I'll go with who were some of the what ifs, like what if like injuries never happened.
Don't do that. Don't do that to us.
It's a lot of
Willie Parker.
Don't do that to us.
Okay, all right. I'll say that one. Started talking about.
Well, maybe basketball. Let's do basketball.
Nah, I mean, why not?
Mendenhall.
Let's do basketball with this.
And once again, it could be injuries or it could be like whatever.
Injuries is gonna be Grant Hill.
That's my guy for real.
Yeah, he got fucked up.
Little Brandon Roy.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say Penny Hardaway. I was gonna say that him.
Jalen Rose.
Greg Oden.
Oh yeah.
He had a lot of athletic ability, but I don't feel like I really even when he was really showing what he could be like. I don't know. I wasn't super impressed with him. I mean, I don't feel like he had a body of work to say what if. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like over quick. You said what?
Yeah, like fracture surgeries.
Yeah, he was getting injured since he was in like college. Like that nigga was fragile as hell. But yeah, like he what was he like the first pick? And I do remember when he was in college, like he was athletic as hell. I seen this nigga jump like he damn near touched the back of the backboard, but his injuries fucked him over.
You know somebody else that I feel like would have been like almost a superstar? Sean Livingston. And I know he came back and he still jumped and he still, got a little bit of hot. But I feel like his
he's
potential,
small.
yeah, his potential was unlimited, man. He is 6 foot. What is he? 6'7"?
Yeah,
he's a big dog.
7, yeah.
But he's small. How you be 6'7" but small?
Hey man, listen. You heard what KD said. At the combine. They was how much he can lift. They asked him how many times he can lift 185. That nigga said the basketball was only 29.5. What the fuck?
Talking about.
Hey, but KD don't I don't really be seeing him getting like pushed around like that though. I don't really feel like I be seeing him like, you know what I'm saying? Like he a strong, skinny nigga though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he can handle himself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Livingston.
He's like what they say, deceptively strong and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Then Sean Livingston like fuck up his knee or ankle or some shit one year.
Oh no, he had a gruesome ass injury.
That was ugly.
Yeah, that shit was disgusting. It was similar to that Paul George joint. It was like
and it was
very
before
similar.
Paul George shit. Yeah.
He's too small. He's just small.
That was early in Sean Livingston's career. That was like, hey, don't put this shit in the video when you do your editing. And shit. Don't put those injuries in that shit.
No.
Like yeah, don't do that. But those shits was fucked up.
That Kevin Ware joint, that shit was gruesome too.
Oh yeah.
I ain't see that one. I'm glad I missed that one. And I'm glad I missed Alex Smith. I'm glad I missed that one too. I ain't see that one.
Did y'all ever watch that documentary?
Yeah.
When you saw when they showed his bones and shit.
He is a fucking G in every sense of the word. That shit was fucking disgusting. How that was like the
they showed it. They showed everything. They showed everything.
Yeah, that shit was disgusting. It looked like gangrene.
They showed down to his bone. Like they showed his whole bone. Like not just like the whole fucking leg was gone. It was just bone. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Well, or like on half of it, not like the whole foot, but like half.
He went to like that military like hospital, and the lady was telling him like, yeah, you're better off without it. And he's like,
we gotta cut this shit off.
But he's like, nah, I'm not.
Tracy McGrady got cut.
Yeah, that shit looked like
That's T-Mac, nigga.
Yeah, Tracy McGrady, another one. But he had a very strong run though. He had a real strong run though.
All them back,
you know what I'm saying? That's a problem.
Back injuries.
Yeah, them back problems.
Back spasms. Yep.
That's
T-Mac with the lazy eye. T-Mac with the lazy eye, dog.
That nigga was nasty. You know,
fucking nice, dog. Him and Vince Carter are like disappointments. T-Mac and Vince Carter are disappointment.
Is
Both
Vince
of them
Carter a
niggas
Hall of Famer?
He should.
Is Vince Carter a Hall of Famer?
Hold on, Marcus.
He
Hold
should.
on. Can I just find out why Vince Carter is
I was gonna ask the same thing.
That nigga played 22 years in the league. He transformed his game from being a dunker to staying in the league for
and he was on the USA.
He's trying to make some money, bro. Trying to make his money, though.
And I mean, I think what Corey's saying, because I heard somebody say the argument too, is that like it's he at one point he was up there with Kobe, like he was in that conversation as like elite player, and eventually it kind of just hit his like
just
place in the league kind of just dwindled, and then he just became kind of like a regular guy at some point. You know what I'm saying? He's like a normal dude. He went from being a superstar to like a regular dude. You know what I'm saying?
Some niggas wasn't buying them Nike Shocks out here.
Didn't me. Them shits.
I had one pair.
Thank you.
The only thing is, like Vince was a scorer. Vince was a scorer led by a team that led by Jason Kidd. And Jason Kidd was always going to put people in the right place to score. And I don't want to compare him. I don't want to necessarily compare him to Kobe at that time. I know he put up numbers, but I think a lot of his numbers were more so in high fashion or high flying numbers, and that's what we talked about him. But Vince was able to get it done, but
No, you
I'll say after if he didn't leave Toronto, after he left Toronto, he was nothing. He was just a guy.
The series with him and AI, they was going 50 for 50 for 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was flat out.
That was one of the best series ever.
That was when he was with the Nets, right?
I remember watching that back then.
He was with Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto.
Remember when he went to left his graduation for like game 7. Remember that shit? And he had to like catch it. He literally graduated, got his diploma, and then caught a flight to the game. And then he missed the game-winning shot. I think it was game 7. It's the game-winning shot on the 3-point line. Yep, I was watching that shit, man.
After he left
like
Toronto,
that was a magical year. That was shit. The point guard was Alvin Williams, and Del Curry was on that team. Steph Curry was on that team.
Del Curry, another one. He should have had a better career.
Who?
Curry.
Nah, he was who he was.
He was a 3-point spot up.
Did y'all expect Yao Ming to ball out this joint?
He was going to be like one of the best like
Asian ballers.
No, best big men of all time. That year he got hurt, he was like MVP.
Until he got banged on by Kobe.
That don't mean no.
Hey, that nigga was 7'6", 7.
Young niggas.
Athleticism wasn't there for him, but he
thought he was a big man that thought he was finesse god out this joint.
He had some moves, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like he had some up and unders and shit for a big man.
Yeah, was nice.
Yeah, until what's cuz from Mavericks? White boy.
Oh, Dirk.
Yeah. Until Dirk really showed niggas how to finesse at the big man post, at the big man spot. Dirk was out here. Dirk was out here, dog. Dirk was out here.
Yeah, I fuck with Yao Ming, man. He was. I actually appreciate his game a lot more now, than back then, because back then that's when Shaq was dominant. So you prefer your big man to just be dominating niggas in the post. And I ain't like seeing my big man taking jumpers all the time and shit like he used to. I mean, but he used to post up, but his post wasn't like, it was finesse posting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It wasn't like, physical. You know what I'm saying? It was
almost like Elijah a little bit.
Yeah, but Elijah in the post was art. Look at that nigga's post moves are unmatched.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Even to this day. Like nobody, amazing. You know what I'm saying? Look back at that shit.
We witnessed the changing the game.
He's very nobody really talks about him.
You know who worked with him though? Kobe. Kobe took that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard Kobe was working with him for years.
Mm-hmm. You was about to say something real quick?
You know who else?
No, I was saying we witnessed the change in the game with the big mans, dog. We witnessed the change in the game. You got fucking Dirk out this joint dropping threes out this joint. Come on, we witnessed a lot of shit, and that's why the game is like totally different. Everybody has to come out here with cash money, dog. Everybody had to be dropping cash money, dog. We don't want here. We want to. All right, we might have some okay defense, but you better be dropping some motherfucking buckets out this joint. That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Just imagine a 7-footer. Imagine a 7-footer shooting a fucking fadeaway 3-pointer. Like, how the hell you gonna guard that shit? There's no way.
Exactly.
There's no way.
Exactly. Exactly.
2 points.
And I'm playing defense. And I'm hustling down court playing defense, dog. And I'm playing defense, dog.
Dirk ain't play no defense, but 2 points.
Yeah, not at all.
The first way we changed the game is not only just with the big men stepping out and shooting the three, but also you got like the guards. And like, I know we talk about like Steph and everything like that, but at the same time, like we was talking about like Steve Kerr has been Steve Kerr, John Paxson, BJ Armstrong, all those like 3-point shooters. Like now Steph has changed the game as well, where like literally niggas are able to just camp out on the 3-point line a whole nother level. At the same time, you got to bring more to your game to just be able to camp out on the 3-point line. And then as we talk about big men, I pose this question. So if you have to pick one out of the three to start at your power forward, we always talk about the 2 guard and the 3 guard. I mean the 3. If you picking between Chris Webber, all these Bama's are in their prime. Chris Webber, Kevin Garnett, and Tim Duncan in their prime. Who you going with?
Kevin Garnett, my guy. I can't turn down.
Yeah.
Wait, Kevin Garnett.
Fuck with KG. I fuck with KG.
I probably go with Chris Webber.
But no.
Kevin Garnett, Chris Webber, and who else?
Tim Duncan, Timmy D.
Tim Duncan. I'm going Tim Duncan. I fuck with KG, but I'm going Tim Duncan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tim too, bro.
I was about to say I'm probably gonna go with Tim.
I'm gonna go with
Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
You don't think
Tim was unstoppable for real.
He don't got no shame. I'm using that backboard. I don't got no shame. No shame.
I'm going KG. Give me that nigga. I'm going KG. Give me that nigga. Pause.
Yeah. That's my second. Yeah, KG was nasty. I had his shoes too. The black and blues. I had them shoes. Yeah, KG was tough. KG was tough. Shit.
Can I switch it up real quick? This fucking Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, and August Alsina shit.
There we go.
I need more story, dog. I need more story to this.
I don't know like details, but I know the gist of it. This nigga clearly had a relationship with Jada Pinkett.
I keep hearing this shit. I need more.
They had open marriage, man.
But like my man from Wild Wild West.
Y'all niggas heard that they had open marriage, but you didn't know who was the players in the shit.
I knew.
And now, you knew about this?
Cause you know why? You know why I knew? Because my girl had me watching that Red Table Talk stuff. That Red Talk, whatever she got.
Yeah.
And it was like a year and a half ago where she actually hinted to it. She was like, yeah, we brought him in and he lived with us and da-da-da-da. And then right around that time, she was telling Will that they needed to be open in their relationship and to not say that they were married anymore. And just to have it as a concept. That's what they said. I was like, oh, this shit sound weird.
So are they married or what?
I don't think
they're married. They're married, dog. I don't think they're married,
I think they did some reorganization of their marriage like 2-3 years ago, and I think ever since then I don't even know if that shit is official. Like I don't think they're officially married. You know, so her pathway, she's like really hippie, man. She's like a hippie. She got a hippie mentality, and he got a Scientology mentality. So it's like they don't believe in like
Scientology is weird.
Zach, you say they have a Scientology. I mean, he has a Scientology. You talking about Will, or you talking about?
Yeah, Will.
Talking about Will.
Yeah. So he doesn't believe in higher powers and stuff like that. Everything is like
he does, man.
everything is for a specific science reason, and you know, it's just like I don't know how you can be raised in that atmosphere because that's confusing as hell.
Scientology. I was just listening to this nigga Will talk about he was referencing Trump or whatever. He was like he was saying I hope this is a period. This is like last week or whatever. I hope this is a period for America to go through and understand that we should vote for someone who loves, has God in his heart and has love in his heart or whatever the fuck. So that to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dog, he's speaking on some real shit. So I want to hear, well, yeah, he's in the Hollywood salon and shit. On that, yeah, you got Tom Cruise and all them niggas on that.
Oh yeah, that's all into Scientology list.
Scientology shit.
But do y'all even think like even? Do y'all even think that even the concept of like even the open marriage can it really be successful? Like, do you think
that's fucking crazy?
Be a functional
fucking crazy
way of life? Like, do you really think that's possible?
That's fucking crazy.
The way I look at it, I think that I feel like it's hard. I feel like it's hard. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to keep when the marriage, give time and energy to this person, but like you know what I'm saying, you're it's like you always put yourself in an opportunity to leave that. It's like it's unstable. You always put yourself in a position to be taken by somebody else.
Yeah.
And you never know how deep it could go. You never know how deep it can go. You know what I'm saying? Because especially it takes away that you know, fear, guilt of doing something wrong. Because like, my partner's okay with it, but it still don't mean that you know, that person can't take you away. You know what I'm saying? You
speaking on like some up at, you
know what I mean?
Marcus, you speaking on like the higher level type shit. I'm gonna speak on the nigga type shit. Like at the lowest level, dog. I would not have no comfortability on no shit of somebody else fucking or fondling or none of that shit with my wife, dog. Or we not even talking about my wife, dog. We can talk about a girlfriend or shit or whatever. Like, nigga, I will beat your motherfucking ass. Nigga, that doesn't even. I don't understand how these Holly, like they call it, Hollywood niggas. I don't understand how these Hollywood niggas do that shit.
But they
exactly. But sign up for it. What I'm saying is that of course that's what I'm talking about. The average nigga, of course, that's how the average nigga gonna feel. But I'm talking about like even the fact of the person who decides to live that lifestyle. Like, is that even realistic? You know
it's not even. It's like. Well, what do you mean by average nigga? What do you mean by average nigga? What do you mean by average nigga?
No, I'm saying the average nigga, like all of us. I would expect you to feel the same way you just expressed. I would expect everybody to feel that way. That's what I mean, the average guy. But to the person who chooses,
just regular human.
That's what I'm saying. The average guy, exactly.
Yeah, it's like. I don't want to hear no shit about, because I have this much amount of money and yeah, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga, these niggas out there goddamn minds, dog. I'll beat somebody motherfucking ass. We talking about?
I was agreeing what Marcus was saying. I was just raising my hand. I'm one of them cats, because that shit. It's no way that I could see that. I might as well just be single, and I could just do my own.
Yeah.
No way.
Y'all just gonna mute me out here? All right.
So it's not real. Basically, what I'm saying, right? Like.
So I got two questions. I mean, two things about that. So first and foremost, like.
Hold up, dog. They gonna.
So first and foremost, like, you know what I'm saying, it's difficult. It's difficult to tell what works for somebody else's family, what works for somebody.
Yeah.
And we just doing hypotheticals. And I know for me, point blank, it wouldn't be something that goes. But talking about what works for somebody else, what works for somebody else might not work for what's going on in my household. So, you know what I'm saying? They might have had that discussion and like they might have had that discussion and worked about it and talked about it way in advance before they even got married or what have you, and how they was gonna have an open relationship. And that might be what they went through, and that might be like, you know what I'm saying, what they signed up for. But I know for me that wouldn't be it. And then the second point is the soul ties and everything that comes along with like an open marriage. So like, even as we think about like having how the fuck are we having a serious conversation? Hey, we gotta keep putting this nigga Corey on mute because he wanna fucking chime in and take over the fucking conversation. Talk about Pittsburgh and some dumb shit.
Oh, I can't right now.
I'm wearing this button out, bro. I'm wearing this button out.
But nah, so I was just thinking about like the soul ties, and even as we talk about like, you know what I'm saying, like the comfortability of like having another person in your marriage or in your relationship, the soul ties attached to it, like, you know what I'm saying, like actually thinking about like, you know what I'm saying, what you're bringing home on a day in and, or maybe not on a day in and day out basis, but on an open relationship basis, what you're bringing into your house based off of the sex and the sexual connection, and what she's bringing into the house off of sexual connection. That shit is the pits.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you this. I actually seen this video. It was a news segment on CBS News, like their little Saturday little news segment about a nigga. I forgot, it was like a form of open relationships, but the dude's wife was basically bringing niggas to the house and smashing niggas. Like, it was like basically telling him he had to go out for drinks and shit. Like, that was the most unbelievable shit I've ever seen in my life. And this nigga like started crying on the joint, like he was living with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like he would go out with his friends and they'd be like, "Oh, what's up?" He'd be like, "Oh, you know, my wife's out on a date right now," and shit like that. And like she be bringing different niggas like to the house. Never seen no shit like that before.
Wow. Were they black?
Nigga. Of course not, nigga. Come on, man.
Of course not.
Like, what do you think? That ain't nobody like, come on, man. Like, why would you ask me that question?
Oh shit.
I wanted to get the full context, yo.
Yeah. So and I don't know. So I feel like it wouldn't work for me, but I think it's kind of like Al said, if they grow up in that environment, and you got to think what generation we are in now, right? So, like, I feel like, you know, people that have been brought up now, like, especially, you know, some parts of LA, like, I feel like that's what they know. That's all they know. And so I don't know. Maybe that shit does work for them. I feel like it's no accountability. Like, anytime anything, you know, goes wrong or not your way, you can just go to the next one. And so it's no real relationship. It's like, you know,
that's real.
You just slide to the next.
And even to piggyback off that point, like, even and once again, that shit would never work in my house or never work for me or my girl. But like, I know for a fact, I've heard other females be like, you know what I'm saying, as long as I don't know about it, like, I mean, that shit don't bother me or that shit don't faze me. Don't let that shit come back in our house. You know what I mean? Like, you can do what you want, but don't let me find out about it. And I know that's not the right, or maybe it is the right thing. But at the same time, that's quote unquote giving consent for an open relationship, as long as, you know what I'm saying, like, the shit don't come back and hit the house. And once again, that shit would not work in my house, and that shit wouldn't be side of the equation. But like, I mean, that's an agreement that might be set forth by the two consenting parties or the three consenting parties, whoever the fuck it is. But yeah,
yeah.
So
yeah, I remember. I remember I had a culture shock. I'm sorry. I had a culture shock.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Okay. Yeah, I remember I had a culture shock going to, like, you know, just like Dubai and UAE and some parts of Africa where they had like 4 or 5 wives. And I remember this cat told me, he was like, he's a taxi driver, and he had 4 wives, and all of them was in the same house. And he was like, man, he was like, this is all I do. He said, I all my money goes to all of them. As soon as I get home, everything goes to them. It goes to the kids. He said, I'm literally working to keep them happy. I have no money to myself. And he said, I wouldn't trade it for the world. And so it's like people, you know, that's people's mentality, man. He was like, yeah, he was like,
that's real though.
He was like, last week I had to spend all of my energy before work and after work in making sure that they weren't mad at me. Cause one was mad because the other one cooked. And then I ate her food, but the other one cooked too, so I wasn't hungry. And then she got mad at me. I was like, man, that's too much. Like I don't even.
Hey, those some good ass that's a good problem to me. I don't know. Like,
I was like, I don't know how you.
Like y'all fighting over who got the cookie day. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but that's a culture thing too. He was like, people like they compete to see who got the best dinner, and whoever he come to, you know. Whoever he eat the meal like won for the night, and I'm like, damn, like that shit crazy.
Yeah. And he a cab driver. Damn, don't that put shit in perspective?
A taxi driver.
Them about me and my talks.
Nah,
Fuck
I
it.
was about to say.
No, for real though. But like that made me think about like me and my cousin talks, and life is about honestly like your comfortability, how niggas are comfortable. Some niggas are comfortable being homeless, you know what I'm saying? Some niggas are comfortable living in a little ass shack. Some niggas are comfortable, you know, living on the street. Some niggas are comfortable living in a big ass fucking mansion and shit. Life is about what you want it to be, how you feel comfortable at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you might feel comfortable copping all the Jordans. You might feel comfortable copping all the fucking Sauconys or copping Adidas, or you might feel comfortable just fucking wearing some goddamn thong sandals out this joint and you know, just chilling. Life is about your choices and what you want to do, how you feel comfortable at the end of the day. At the end of the day, are you comfortable at the end of the day doing what you do on a daily basis? You know what I'm saying?
Hey Paul, those people that you saw when you was out there, were they like what was the city like the where they left? What was it poverty? Were they like kind of middle class? Like how did they live?
Yeah. So good question. So let me talk about UAE. So you know UAE has about 7 to 17% are natives, and everybody else is just, you know, like tourists.
That's the United Emirates or something.
Yeah, United Arab Emirates. But those 17% are like dumb rich. Like they got more wealth than people in the United States. So it's literally like top end and then really low end. Nobody's really in the middle out there. So I was
middle class.
Yeah, he was in the low end. Like he was a taxi driver, and he was saying that, you know, once you meet somebody and they like you, it's not even. It's like it's literally. He said it's not even. It's literally not about love. It's not about, oh, this one girl is the only girl I have a connection to. He was like, you like somebody, they like you back, you marry them, and then that's how he got 4 wives. I was like, man, that's just that's a different mentality, you know.
Hey, so in that area, like I don't know how long you was out there, like maybe if you could tell, but did they get caught up, or like did they focus on like you know, like not social media but mainstream media? Did they focus like on pop, like into pop shit, hip hop? Like was that part of their culture at all? Like were they influenced by mainstream media?
Not at all. That's a good question. Yeah,
but
not
see,
at all.
The reason I was asking these questions because I'm like thinking like, okay, he a cab driver, he got 4 wives, and everybody's happy. This shit, okay. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it's because, you know, it's like you don't got that American dream dangling in front. They don't have that, so it's like they don't have that need for more. Like what
you gotta remember though that mainstream shit is different.
Like, they're comfortable with that because they never had that. They never had that. You know, have to be what's it called? You know what I'm trying to say? That less for more. I guess they don't have that because they're not presented with the same shit we're presented with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I guess that would kind of make sense. And like
Yeah.
even to the point where you can have 4 wives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
you know, like it's crazy.
Yeah, I can see that. Because you're right. Because if they don't have that type of influence, and that's how they grow up, and that's how their culture is, you know what I'm saying? Then that's something that's real to them. That's what they look forward to. They like as long as I can have a job, and I can afford 4 wives. I'm good.
But like, would you rather be like crazy rich or like deeply in love?
Right. I see the question here.
Like, would you rather, like, if you had to choose one, would you rather be like wealthy as shit, like just rich as shit, or would you rather be deeply in love?
I'll answer that. I'd rather be rich as shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, and the only reason why I say I would not want to be deeply in love is because I feel like that's emotions don't last forever. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like a deep love can probably only last for a few moments. You know what I'm saying? That shit can only last for a month. Like that ain't some shit that you're gonna have constantly every day, all day. That's something very temporary. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather have the money because I can still feel love. I can still, it don't have to be, because even sometimes deep love can be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you don't want to love certain things. Only honestly, the only people I really want to deeply love is my children. You know what I'm saying? To keep it all the way real. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's of my flesh, that's of my blood. You know what I'm saying? And out that you feel what I'm saying? Like it can only it gets dangerous. You know what I'm saying? In other areas. You know what I'm saying? Those things right there. We did not have the choice to come into this earth. I made the choice to put them in this earth.
Don't you gotta be deeply in love to have those children?
Nah, man, people just be fucking and be having babies all the time.
They do, yeah, niggas be.
Like probably most babies is just fucking. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I'm a responsible ass nigga.
Do you think that money can buy love?
No.
Nah, I don't think so.
If not at all.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
So me, I would rather be. I think I would rather be deeply in love than.
I agree.
Because
I ain't trying to be miserable.
For the simple fact of like there's so many occasions, and I know with wealth, like regardless, like you can always be remotely happy, but at the same time, I think with wealth, like at some point in time, you'll be lonely. Like you can have all the people around you at any given time with all the wealth that you want. You can do all the experiences, but if you don't have anybody to experience it with, then that shit might be torture. And then even when we talk about like being deeply in love, like we see like so many different like I'll just talk about like older couples where like we see like hypothetically speaking, like the grandmother or the grandparent passes away at 98 in October, and then literally like in November, because it seems like the husband or what have you couldn't live without the person, they end up dying like a month or two later. And like I think that's based off the deep connection in which like you know what I'm saying, like it's truly like I couldn't live another day or I couldn't without that person. But I mean that's just me. I would rather be deeply in love, like as opposed to like, I mean, because especially like if you think about it, you actually have the opportunity to experience all the highs and lows. So if you're truly deeply connected in love, you have the opportunity to experience all the highs and lows of not necessarily wealth, but also like money accumulation, but also like the poorest of poors, where you know that person is truly with you for your love, as opposed to being with you for the money. But I mean, that's just me, and that. I mean, that's a good ass conversation. That's a good ass question.
Yeah, but just to put things in context. He said love, and then he said deeply in love. When I say, because the only reason where my brain goes when somebody say the word deeply love, I feel like it's like that's death. You know what I'm saying? Like almost that's how I look at it. So.
So I was saying
even a person could kill somebody. So no, look, listen what I'm saying. It's like people kill people over being deeply in love. Like a dude gets cheated on and kills his wife because he was deeply in love.
Or kills himself.
Like that's what I mean. That's why I look at it, like the intensity. I look at when you say deeply in love, I look at it from that perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
or
love,
kill, or
like has a healthy balance. Like love has a healthy balance. You know what I'm saying? From my perspective, you know what I mean? Like deeply in love means I kill you if you do me wrong. If I really love you, I would not kill you. See what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So I'm just putting that in context. So that's what I meant when I said that.
Yeah, no, I get you. I mean, I get you, and I understand completely what you're saying. But I mean, still, to me, that would be, and then even still, as you talk about it, it might not necessarily be you, but no, it's not you. But you hear people say like, if I can't love you, then I can't love myself, and then like they end up committing suicide based off of that deeply in love type of shit.
Exactly.
But yeah,
perfect.
To me, and even still, I would still go deeply in love, and it wouldn't necessarily be like I'm gonna kill myself or kill anybody for it. But yeah, that's a good.
If we ain't going that deep with it, then yeah, I feel you. I feel you all the way. Yeah.
Where you at, Shaq? You gotta answer. And Randall gotta answer. Y'all, everybody answer this shit.
Come on.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is a deep one. This is a deep one. I'm just gonna tell you, I would pick love. I wouldn't pick the that type of severity that's like 100% top notch, because I agree with Marcus. Like when you get that infatuation, 100% level, that clouds your judgment. Like you just all fucked up, and so I would pick love. I feel like love is rare as well, because there's a lot of people these days. There's a lot of rich people. To Al's point, there's a lot of rich people too that haven't experienced real love. They just experience, the other sex wants them because of their power and their money. So it's like, and I know if you interview some of these millionaires, that really don't get genuine love, they'll probably tell you, like I literally, I haven't felt like I was loved since 8 years old or 9 years old. The only people that love me was my parents. So
I feel like rich people probably pick up on fake love probably easier than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody look at them as an opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. I don't think they care, because that's how they reel people in. You know what I'm saying? They already like, I know ain't nobody gonna love me for me, so I'm just.
I think they get a bias though.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I think they get that bias. They don't know.
And they already have that wall up immediately.
Yeah, I
have it up because they already know.
Where you at, B?
Huh?
I'm picking.
I don't know. That's why I asked y'all.
You posed a question.
That was a tough question. That was.
You posed it. You
right.
Nah, but this nigga be but Brian be asking some good ass questions though.
and then try to ease out answering the shit.
I think probably I probably fuck with
I probably fuck with the checkers.
I might rock with the bread. I think I might rock with the bread. Just because, I don't know, I guess when I asked that question, I wasn't thinking about it being love being that extreme, but love can be wow.
I work in extreme. My brain goes extreme. So that's why I be thinking like that. That's what I
thought. I never thought of it that way. So that's a good perspective to bring up, because love can send you into a dark ass place.
That's what I'm saying.
And it ain't no escape from that shit. At least like if you rich, you would probably have like cocaine and shit.
Ooh. He said at least you have some coke to deal with your shit, deal with your problems.
Bro,
so what about you?
A hell of a drug.
I had another question.
Oh, before you get to
let Remy go.
Question. Randall, don't let Randall off the hook.
Oh yeah.
Why
go
y'all
ahead.
hear my input?
You got some shit to say. What you got to say, brother?
So what's the cut? Shut the hell up. So
oh shit! What's the question? Mute this nigga.
It's either one or the other, right? One or the other.
Yeah.
But if I choose one, that I can't get the other?
Nah, you might be able to.
I said if I choose love, can I get the money?
So if I'm getting money, I can still find love? Is that what you're saying?
Can I still find love?
Money will never be in love. How about that? If you get money,
that's the name of a show, nigga. That's the name of a show. We piloting this
Oh, say that again, B.
if you get the money, if you take the money, you'll never find love. You'll never be in love, right?
I can't do that.
If you take the being in love, you'll never have that money, that wealth.
Ooh, God, living dangerous.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
If you don't have money and you're in love like that, don't that cause a lot of problems? Because
yeah, it's true. But you're not rich. You got money, you're just not rich.
Right.
Wealthy. Yeah, wealthy.
It's not like you're struggling.
Yeah, wealthy. This is different between wealthy and rich.
Love and homeless.
I think I'm taking love because love is understanding, and if you understand, I ain't got the shit, then baby.
Yeah, if you think about it, you see all them crackheads on the side of the road. I mean, not on the side of the road. You see all them
partner. They got a little partner, a little junk. Like,
niggas be fighting over that 15 cent, man. Loving the shit out of each other. Boy, what's your next question, B? I already know where you about to go with the homeless shit.
My next question. This was just I put this in as one of the questions. This was a couple of weeks ago. With everything happening right now, everybody having their own opinions about everything, and then we're talking about the system itself. Do you think that society could be like how do I want to say it? Like, can society exist without laws?
No.
If there were no laws,
no.
We wouldn't have religion without that shit.
Huh?
We wouldn't have religion if society could live without laws. We wouldn't have religion.
Religion is law.
Exactly.
But I'm saying though, if there was religion,
because it's always gonna be a crazy ass motherfucker that wants to fucking steal your shit or beat you over the head just because or whatever.
I was about to say, I think it's too much evil in this world for.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. And even if we get rid of all the evil, we have mental health issues out there. Niggas have.
You will never get rid of all the evil because that's the balance. Everybody needs balance.
Yeah, dog.
I agree. I was just that I heard that.
It would be nice to have a utopia out this motherfucker. It would be nice. Because if we had a utopia, we wouldn't have to be dealing with paying for electric bills and paying for gas to get wherever the fuck we have to go.
I feel like if it wasn't no rules or laws or regulations or anything, I feel like it would be like the whole
Wild West.
Only the strong survive type shit. Like
Wild West out there trying to get.
Yeah, like literally, it would be like probably like a quarter of the population.
and goddamn it, we would have a motherfucking wild bunch over this joint, dog.
Hey, Marcus.
But the thing with the Wild West thing, I mean, I think that would exist, but so long because I feel like even like the smart or intelligent are always like get the so-called strong or whatever to you know what I'm saying, to do what they can manipulate them with their minds, you know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why we're living in this society now, like where you got like the niggas who not lifting shit, not doing no physical labor is making all the money, while the niggas who's doing construction and shit like that ain't making much money, you know what I'm saying? Like the niggas who's actually paving the pit, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like that's just how it is, so that just makes sense.
It's a fake patriarchal system. This joint. It's a fake patriarchal.
So that's the way. So that's kind of how it is now. So and I feel like it was inevitably going to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
But that shit is deep, though. That shit is deep, But I feel like, but put it like this though. What if it was like at a time where that shit was like real, like like some barbaric shit. And then like, some the smart niggas was like, all right, we gotta figure something out. You know what I'm saying? And now we living in the society we living in now. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like but that might have been just natural human evolution. You know what I'm saying?
Now
most men don't have to walk out. like now most men don't have to go outside and hunt for food now because of that same shit right there. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like transportation was a big step to that. I feel like when they started, building railroads and stuff like that, they was able to get from, state to state much quicker.
Yeah.
And then the whole minds thing kicked in. Like, how can I get this, or how can I make money off of this, rather than hunting every day. So yeah, that's. I mean, I feel like you're right. I feel like the people that was using their minds back then, rather than just trying to be, the one that caught the most meat. Pause. They capitalized on that shit.
Hey, real quick, before we go even deeper, just because you said pause and shit. What age do you think we're going to stop saying like
pause?
Never.
No homo. Pause.
Talking about some pause.
Never.
I don't know. It's just funny. I still don't.
Probably when we're 50.
Yeah, I'm probably.
It's gonna change. It's gonna change.
It's like fuck y'all niggas.
It's gonna change because it was no homo previously. Now it's pause. It's probably gonna change.
Still the same meaning though.
Yeah, it's gonna change a couple of times.
It's him like fuck y'all niggas, man. Y'all know what I mean.
I don't know. This is a light joke to me. That's how I look at it. So
it is.
Yeah. No, we should. Y'all niggas never thought like, dog, what if I ever came up in this another time like the Wild Wild West or some other shit, and niggas had to like, dog, fucking times was hard as shit back in the day, dog. Before it was like electric going through everybody's houses and niggas had toilets and shit in the house, dog. You ever thought about coming up in them times, dog?
If you didn't know any better, like that's what you was accustomed to. So
yeah.
But and the same way you think about it, like growing up. Go ahead, Brandon.
I'm saying like people like living in dire situations now. Like they don't know any better. So like how can they know like what they want to aspire to be, or how they know what to, you know what I mean? Like what's a better situation for them?
Yeah.
And even to add on top of that, I would look at like even how back then in their minds they probably wasn't even looking at it like they was even living in a dire situation. They was like, this is just life, because the human mind can endure a lot of shit and can normalize a lot of shit. So even when niggas is living and like, whoa, look at them, be like, oh my gosh, look how they're living. These niggas is like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can't imagine what it's like to live in those conditions, those environments, because you've never experienced that. But trust me, you can adapt to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mind is that fucking powerful.
We was talking about earlier, like we haven't been to the doctor in X amount of years, but there's been time before then, but you was in like real pain, right? You just like push through the shit. So
yeah, and I was just gonna go even simpler days, and I was just gonna talk about like how when we was growing up and shit, like when we would go to our friends' houses and we would see our friends' bikes outside, and that was the way you knew where everybody was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just going off of like knowing exactly like what was the norm. And so like now, like the norm, the quote unquote norm is just texting somebody or Snapchatting or social media and somebody. But like the norm back then, I mean, the norm for us growing up and to interact and literally to interact. And I know that I'm talking about a small thing, but the norm for us interacting was like literally riding our bikes and seeing who was outside, riding our bikes and seeing where the bikes was, knocking on the door. Can you just imagine, like,
let me knock on that door.
Literally, like somebody
even a pickup game
unannounced now.
Yeah,
we're in a whole different time. Like if somebody knocks on your door unannounced now, like we have the ring, we have the different things to look and see who it is at our door. But like for parents, like when we was growing up, like you would ride your bike and literally you ain't know who was knocking at your door. It would just be like, all right, well, that's one of the kids' friends or something like that. So let alone we talking about ages and ages ago where it was like, all right, well, we gonna ride and find food. That shit was the norm. Like, and then even as you think about like our parents or at least my father growing up, that nigga said he used to walk X amount of miles to school and shit. And like that shit was the norm.
Yeah. That's true.
Did y'all niggas come up in the South, dog? Y'all niggas was like picking blackberries and red berries off the fucking trees.
South.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Did y'all used to climb trees?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Do you be
I
seeing
got
kids climbing trees?
scars on my knees.
I ain't seen a kid in a tree in a long ass time. I haven't. Climbing trees was the thing to do back in the day.
That was the shit.
I ain't understand. I don't be saying
That was your manhood, dog. That was your manhood, climbing the fucking tree to the top. You know what I'm saying, dog? That was the shit, dog. That was the fucking shit. I don't give a fuck what type of tree it was. Just climb that motherfucker, dog.
When was the last time you seen a kid in the tree though? I have not seen a kid in the tree I don't even remember. I don't have a memory of one. You know what I'm saying?
At least a century. At least a century.
That shit changed though. I wish somebody could record like what it was like when we was kids, like to picture what the world looked like then, and then take a snapshot of what the world looked like now. That shit is completely
these little motherfuckers
world,
want
bro.
cell phones and shit. These little motherfuckers want to get cell phones and shit. Get your ass up in a tree or some shit, nigga.
Get your ass in the tree or some shit.
Get your little ass up in the tree. Get your little ass up in the tree, dog. Nah, I don't want to hear that shit. Damn, dog. Yeah, we used to climb trees and shit out this motherfucker. Play tackle football with no pads on.
On
No pads on.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't do that shit.
Oh, nigga.
Play football on concrete.
No, we played sideline pop. We played in the street, but we played sideline pop where like niggas could tackle on the you know what I'm saying? Like you play football in the street, you play tag, but then on the sideline like you got tackled. Like into the grass. But nah, I wasn't playing tackle on concrete.
You at least play 500. You play 500 at least, Alex?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't like play. I played it, but I ain't like that shit because that shit niggas used to break their shit. Like I see so many niggas in our circle breaking shit, and I was just like, that shit don't sound right for me. But y'all,
you said what?
What was that?
Rock fights. Did you have rock fights?
Yeah, when I was like super young, but I was being bad like that. You know what I'm saying?
Ignorant as fuck.
You know what's ignorant? Now, you know what's ignorant? Y'all all know I'm not the best basketball player, right?
Agree.
Agreed.
I am.
I never was a huge bet, but I like to play basketball with my friends growing up. So y'all remember Butt on the Pole, right?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
How demoralizing is that? Like,
That was after horse. We got tired of playing horse. We gonna play Butt on the Pole.
Beat your ass.
yo,
Mm-hmm.
now that I look back on this, like, wow, that's like some wild ass shit.
Yeah, it was though.
Old time, and that goes back to the fucking making bets, the Geico shit, making bets that you ain't gonna.
I ain't heard that game in a minute though. Butt on the Pole.
You know what? And that's like the utmost competition because you never wanted to get your ass like hit with the ball.
No, don't get on that pole, dog.
And I don't even know which one was worse. I honestly don't even know which one was worse. Like, don't get me wrong, both of them shits is bad, but I don't know which one was worse. Like, actually getting hit with the ball up against the pole, or like the embarrassment and the humiliation of knowing that you lost and somebody was able to say, like, man, we made that nigga play, but I mean, we made that nigga on the pole or whatever, like that pause.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I started playing basketball, bro. You know what? This ain't my thing, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't my thing, cuz.
Hey, you peep how last week we predicted the whole versus shit, and now T.I. challenging 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
Every week. Can y'all pay attention to us on this fucking podcast?
Mm-hmm. We predicted the Redskins shit. We predicted the T.I. shit. All that shit.
Hey, I'll just say, young.
T.I. will watch 50 Cent for the record.
T.I. will watch 50 Cent, but I'll just say I didn't know how he went about doing the jump. You know? Like, if you challenge him. But don't be like that nigga
got one album.
That nigga had a 5-minute call with Kevin Hart on his birthday, and he had like,
I saw that,
like, literally calling them out and everything like that. It's like, all right, man, like I get your point, yeah. Like you want the versus battle, you want the monetary income of the streams and everything going up. But don't gotta go out your way to do all this extra stuff that he was doing. Like,
but that's the only thing that 50 Cent responds to. I think that's why he acting like that.
Beef.
But 50 like Jay-Z, he's not gonna put himself in a position to lose, and I think he would lose the shit, and he know he would lose.
And he know that. That's why he responds.
He's deflecting with a lot of shit. You seen him on Lil Wayne's show, Young Money Radio?
Yeah.
And he talking about Rick Ross and Meek Mill situation and shit like that. You see that shit?
Yep.
No, y'all don't see that shit.
Yeah, I see it.
He's saying like, how can certain rappers work under a man that was a snitch and or was a correction officer?
Oh yeah, I heard that.
And then like Lil Wayne is messy as shit because he have him on his radio and he laughing and shit. You know what he talking about?
He been in fun with that nigga, but still, he gotta get rich or die trying. That's it.
50 be like a bully in the room and nobody be checking him for real. But then again,
cause he a big nigga. That's it. Cause he a big nigga. I think cause he a big nigga. That's it.
At the same time, like it don't ever be no static when there's time to like, you know what I mean, to be static.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think ain't nobody checking him because he a big nigga and nobody want to fight that.
That's what I'm saying. Like Meek dodging, he's seeing all that shit. Meek dodging them and Rick Ross dodging them unless it comes to record shit or I don't know. Rap shit is weird. Rap is weird.
It is. It is.
Man.
It is.
I meant to say to trade them niggas in the last joint. I forgot though. Trade them. Rap niggas. Them niggas is silly. For
What they did, yes.
I like the beat. I like the songs though. They make nice music, but you know, it's cool.
Who specifically?
I mean, you know, I'm talking about overall vibes and just, you know, just how music feels and shit. Just enjoying music. That's what I mean. Like it does what it does, but you know, just the overall, you know, the imagery. You know what I'm saying? It's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very cartoonish. You know what I'm saying? It's not real. You know what I mean?
WWE.
Like, what's the word I'm looking for?
I agree.
Yeah, WWE, like their characters. That's the word I was looking for. Characters. You know what I'm saying? It's not real shit. It's not real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas play themselves. Niggas play them. Like there was a WWE group called Crime Time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they might as well be rappers. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like the same shit. You know, like that's how that shit is. Like, but like I said, I'm a lover of music. So hey,
nowadays, anyway. Nowadays, that's how that shit is.
Y'all remember when 50
that shit been like that.
When 50 Cent was getting sued from like 3 or 4 people, and he was in the courtroom, and he told them, "Yeah, this is a rent, this is a lease. My chain's fake. My cars, I don't have."
Yeah, I remember that shit. If you get sued by like a baby mama or some shit.
Yeah, he said all of this is a front. I don't have nothing.
I have no money. And then came out the next week. He came out the next week with like a couple million in cash and shit. Yeah, I ain't got no money, but this what I got.
You know, one of the funniest parts about that is, especially after he did that lawsuit, he still, whatever that lawsuit is that he got with Tierra Marie, where he's still trying to collect his money and shit. Like the fact that he can do, like he can play the show for his lawsuits when it benefits him.
Yeah.
But when it's somebody else and it, you know what I'm saying, like they owe him, he wants them to pay up on time.
Well, Marcus, you think it's always been like that though? I thought that shit was like recently, dog.
What?
I thought, like, as far as the show, you know what I'm saying?
Oh nah, that shit been like that.
So as far as like with the negative like messaging and like the music, you talking about that?
The negative imaging has been like that, but you know.
So what's your context?
You were saying it was always been like that. It's always been like that. Yeah. That's what I was trying to figure out what you was talking about. It's always been like that.
I was just saying it's like far as the because I thought you said something like it's like that now, or the music today is like that or something. I was like, nah, that shit was like that in the 90s. It's been like that for a while. But for real, even because you gotta think about it like this, because I had this conversation with my dad, to be honest with you. Back in the day, like these rappers and like let's say New Edition, them niggas was from the hood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But they wasn't rapping about shooting and killing niggas. You see what I'm saying? I think what's his name? Keith Sweat. You know what I'm saying? From what he was saying on the Breakfast Club, he was a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't rapping about shooting and killing niggas. He had a lot of success. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's still a choice. You know what I'm saying? Because these niggas don't have to rap about these things because it's niggas that was still experiencing, especially all these people I'm talking about was during the crack era in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? These niggas was coming out singing love. You know what I'm saying? They was singing love songs. Shit. So it's
Life
still a
is
choice.
about choices. I hear that shit.
And I feel like,
all right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that shit started when it started becoming a wave was probably like after NWA and like that whole West Coast era with like what's it called with Death Row, them niggas. I think that's what started that whole like pushing out that imagery and shit, all that negative imaging and all that.
Yeah.
If you really think about all the videos I was out, like, niggas wasn't really wilding out like that in the 80s as far as the videos. I ain't talking about what's happening behind the scenes, but you ain't really see a lot of negative imagery in the videos in the 80s really at all. At least from what I can see.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. Yeah. Damn.
Like the market, once it became a market for it, then there you go.
Yeah. Was it
like
once it became a market for killing niggas and say fuck these niggas and whatever? You know what I'm saying? Fuck these bitches, fuck these black bitches and all that shit. Yeah, once it came for a market for that, yeah. I can agree. I would agree. But damn, how that make us feel though? How that make us feel? Because we was definitely, I don't want to say buying into it, but you know what I'm saying?
Who created
really
the market?
Agree with that shit, but that shit was entertaining to us for some reason. I don't know why, but we was definitely partying the Wheezy and all that shit. Mm-hmm.
You know what? I want to know this. So why do females, like, let's say you riding in the car with a female, right? You riding in the car and you, like, a block away, you see that there's a chick that potentially could be bad that you about to pass, right? And like the closer you get, you're like, damn, she is bad, right? She could be bad, she could be thick, it don't matter, right? She see what you see.
She hating.
And like, if you don't say, she know that you seen it, right? And she's seen it too. But like, we gotta. If we take one glance, it's like, dang, can she get her face back? And it's like, cuz if I never said anything, you still know that I saw that shit. And it's why are you waiting for me to say something just so that you can say something? It doesn't make any sense to me. Or is that like a game that they play?
I'm dead on the inside. I ain't seen
it. They all play games.
You already know I was gonna say something. Come on, dog. What are we doing? I recently had that experience. See what you guys thought about that. No comment. Cool. That's cool. It's cool.
I'm saying they all play games.
No comment. I'm dead on the inside. I ain't seen that shit.
I'm dead on the inside. Oh, damn.
Is we done?
Nah.
Then what we talking about then, Corey? What we talking about? Not Pittsburgh.
Nah, we're not talking about Pittsburgh. We're talking about
about conspiracy shit, CM.
Huh?
Don't say the same shit.
No, I was about to say that motherfucking ancient aliens. Ancient aliens, dog. We all at. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm out."
All right, look.
Come on, y'all. Give me some motherfucking black book shit, nigga. Give me some shit.
You said you was watching what's the show? Unsolved Mysteries, right?
Yeah. They just bring that shit back.
The first episode had to do the record we was talking about last episode. The nigga disappeared from his family and shit, but like they found
the Puerto Rican nigga.
Yeah. Baltimore,
Mm-hmm.
and they found the note, and
Yep.
he was talking about he had like so like cryptic messages of talking about like 33-degree Masons and shit.
Yeah.
Record people in Hollywood and shit like that. Yeah, direct shit we was talking about last week. Shit was wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like they threw this nigga off a roof in Baltimore.
Yeah. All that.
Because he was spilling the beans.
Uh-huh. I saw my wife about that shit. Because she the one that had me watching this shit. And when they started reading his little note or whatever the fuck, I was like, yeah, that's Mason shit.
Yeah, like
my pops was a Mason and shit. He died. I told y'all niggas that shit already. He died. Well, he was in a coma or whatever the fuck that night we had went to fucking Bowie State and shit for the homecoming and shit. He went in a coma and like a couple of days later or whatever, he died like the day after my birthday and shit. Fucks my birthday up. But yeah, he had years before that, he had given me a book. He's a Mason. He's a 33-degree Mason. He gave me the book. He gave me the book to read. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? None of this shit makes sense. None of this shit makes sense. It's all in riddles and shit. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm listening to this nigga's letter and shit from the fucking show, I'm like, dog, this nigga has to be a Mason. He has to be a Mason and shit. What is this?
Maybe.
Huh? What is that?
What is what?
Yeah, what is that?
I'm looking at some cowboy shit and market shit. I had to look at that shit.
That's
like, cowboy. That made me pause. Doc. I'm like, hold up, this is a Redskin Die Hard.
They ain't cowboy.
They paused the whole conversation. I'm like, what is that, dog? Where? Oh, Alex is right there. Okay, I thought it was Alex's. I thought that was Alex's crib. I'm like, I'm looking at a Cowboys blanket. What's going on, dog? But anyway, yeah, that Mason shit is real talk. That shit is real talk. I'm watching that shit. Watching that new Unsolved Mysteries. That shit bring that X-Files shit back. The X-Files shit. That shit is fucking dope. Did you see the joint with the UFOs on the Unsolved Mysteries?
Yeah, like the third episode. Marcus?
No, nigga, that was like episode 10.
Looking at some shit I shouldn't be looking at. But anyway, also, do you know if you type in like any number and then COVID in Google, it's gonna pull up like an article? Like any number?
What you mean, like COVID-22 or something shit? What you talking about?
Any number under the sun. Type any number in COVID, it's gonna pull up an article.
That'll be easy, huh?
That makes sense.
I feel like I ain't really get into the conspiracy shit this week.
COVID 6543555.
Oh, you doing too much. Keep it at double digits. Keep it at double digits.
Watch.
Let's see what pop up. What the fuck?
You know, some shit.
Watch.
I ain't trying to get censored out here. That's what I'm saying. You're doing too much. Just keep it at double digits.
Yes or no?
I'm not even sure what I'm looking at.
You are smacks.
Nah, it's about.
What y'all think about that COVID shit, dog? You think it's a population control or what?
It's not population control. It's like social engineering control.
Same shit, nigga. Same shit. Same shit.
That's not a Cowboys blanket. That's a Nats blanket.
Oh Lord.
Right?
Oh, okay.
I don't know if y'all can see.
You got
That's a national. Hold on.
That's what I was about to say.
Yo.
Niggas
Come on,
call.
man. You know me better than that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah, you said social engineering and shit. Yeah,
COVID,
definitely.
all this shit is.
But I just don't know how long this shit's supposed to last, though, man. Like,
But is it? But Marcus, is it difference? Is there a difference between social engineering and population control, or is it all the same? That's what I'm saying. If
it could be all part of the same. Nah, I mean, so I think social engineering is more like with the way your outlook is fucking with your perception. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's two completely different things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You understand what I'm trying to say? I think social engineering is more like about brainwashing. You know, I think that's a better way to. Yeah.
that's mentally.
Yeah,
it's
talking about genetically.
It's all mental fuckery. Yeah.
But genetically, though.
I was reading this article and it was basically it was saying that how like like in 2012 how they said like the Mayan calendar ended. So basically this article was saying that that the world in like our universe got our galaxy at the as soon as 2012 started, it was like the end of, I don't know, basically they're trying to say like we got sucked into this black hole.
We're in black matter or some shit.
Like it's like, but like it happened simultaneously, so much to the point like we didn't even really realize that it happened. And it's like things that used to be one way they're still the same, but they're like slight differences in them. And it's like things that changed like right before, kind of like that like in what's the name of the movie not is it Us? Yeah, Us. Remember how like it was like she was up top, but then like at the bottom she was like still technically doing the same thing, but it was differences in it. But it's I don't know. It was kind of weird, like the way they was making it seem is like you look at companies like, let's say for example, Walmart is was spelled WALMART, but then like now it would be like two L's in Walmart. It's like something that's different, but it's the same, but it happened right before our eyes and we didn't even notice the shit. It's like so many different things that are like different, but they're still the same, but they're different.
Like 9/11?
No, I'm just saying, basically just trying to say that we got into a black hole and the world as we know it did technically end in 2012. We just don't know it.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
All that shit?
I seen that shit.
Like, what the fuck?
Not so much the end, but it was like a shift in consciousness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that was the end. That was the end of the Mayan calendar.
Oh.
I did.
That's what we shifted from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. So right now we in the age of Aquarius. Like, and I think I think it was something like 2012 was when we shifted from those two ages. Like on that like zodiac shit. Like that's basically what they say. Like,
right.
But that's the era we live in. But the Pisces era was more was like before that. Like I think that's kind of why people are acting different generally compared to how like the last generations. I don't think it's completely 100% because of social engineering. I feel like it's like our consciousness expanding, but we're being manipulated into using it the wrong way, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what's going on.
That makes sense.
So they gotta crank up the simple shit. You know what I mean? But my fault, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I feel like that's why they do it.
Oh no, you good.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Randall, my fault.
at the same time, I think we're more aware.
Say that again.
At the same time, I think I mean, this group at least, we're more aware of like what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gotta be. That, I mean, whew.
I mean, we ain't gotta be, but this just so happened we are more aware.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Like what you said the other week, we are real in like a spiritual like warfare. Like this shit is legit.
You literally took the words I cut you off because I was about to say the same shit you just said.
We're literally in
that's funny as shit, but that's what it is.
Like tenfold. We are in this shit. Like everything you watch right now, every like show that they put out right now, it's like a metaphor for the shit. Like you pay attention. Pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention.
It's funny because I was talking about this last week and I wasn't even on Flight Room. So that's crazy that you just said that. I don't know everything that happened last week, but I was talking about this to 2 or 3 different people about like stuff that's happening in the spirit, spirit realm, spiritual warfare, things that's trying to influence us that we don't even, we don't actually think past like how it affects the world. You know what I mean? So that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like you said, Randall, this shit is like a straight up attack on our minds and spirits. You know what I'm saying? Like full blown. And you know, the biggest culprit out of everything is the media. You know what I'm saying? This like they're the ones because they're controlling the narrative and they know that the average person depends on them to tell them how to think. You know, it's like the news or like think about it. When you was growing up, and when you turn on the news, it was like, oh, okay, if I want to be informed in what's going on in the world, I have to go to the news. So of course, these is going to be the niggas that's going to be, you know what I'm saying, telling you the most lies. That's why they could tell you that if you listen to what it's basically saying, listen to what they say if you want to be quote unquote enlightened. But for real, you know what I'm saying, using your own mind is better. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. All you have to do is say, question shit. Like, don't just accept everything that they teach. It's just that simple. More questions. Like it's a saying. Like the like a true. You can judge a man's intelligence by the questions he asks more than whether he tells you. You know what I'm saying? His level of ability to ask a question is more of a measure. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like you gotta look at shit like that. Just don't just be accepting shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's because in order to get an answer, you have to ask a question. You know what I'm saying? That's how that's like a universal law. You know what I'm saying? You can't change that. You know what I'm saying?
I think people like the disconnect. They think like the news and CNN, Fox. They try to pledge allegiance to what network, but you gotta play and you gotta think about social media is still media. Like that still drives the narrative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the social media aspect is worse because, like, all right, like I say, you got the mainstream media, you know what I'm saying, and then it trickles down to social media. The same average person who, like they say, they know that doesn't think for themselves, it's going to take whatever it says on mainstream media, then they're going to go to their social media, then they're going to look at every story that has that same mainstream story, but it's going to be a person that they following or the person that they know or somebody that's in their explorer. You know what I'm saying? So now they're going down a deeper rabbit hole of that same narrative that was created by mainstream media. You know what I'm saying? And then that's how you easily become brainwashed. Because of our social media, because of Instagram and shit like that, and Twitter and all that other shit, it makes it easier and faster and quicker to brainwash your ass compared to how much we had to go through to brainwash people in the past. Like social media is like brainwashing, it's like a microwave for brainwashing niggas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of shit.
And to your point,
because it makes it easy for you to go down a rabbit hole.
That's what I was gonna say. So to your point, you could get brainwashed like 50 times just by clicking on something and going down that same rabbit hole, and you don't even know it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
it happened
like
fast. You know what I'm saying? And I know that because I'm guilty. I know I've been there. I was like, damn, I had to wait. Hold on, damn. I'm like, this is all that I'm interested in. This is all that's on my mind. Like I need to back the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like so I realized how that can easily happen. And then, like you said, you watch a video on YouTube, then you see the joints coming up. Oh, that's related. Let me click on that. Oh, that's related. Click on that. Oh, that's related. Next thing you know, you like, that's all this. It just takes your mind over.
Is social media bad, good, or in between?
It's nothing. It's a tool. You choose what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not good or bad. You can use it.
The thing is just like the internet. It's just like when the internet came out. You do what you do with it.
It's discernment. It's
the
like
internet, same shit. What
Yeah,
you say, Paul?
but that's what I'm saying. I look at it the same way as, I mean, it's on social media, is on the internet, but my question was, do you think is social media bad, good, or in between? You do, like you say, you do what you do with it.
All right. Do you want to get to the root of it with social media and shit?
Yeah.
You see, like, in recent news, right? They talking about this TikTok shit. It's like a Chinese, like, spy.
Some Chinese shit. Yeah, spy shit.
Before you get off.
I don't even have a TikTok in the account.
Yeah, you know about it. How TikTok is like a spy app for the Chinese, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, and everybody's on that shit. Caden was begging me to put the show on his phone.
Oh yeah. All the kids are on it right now. All the kids are on it.
The Chinese don't fuck with their people as a government. Like, we live in America. The shit is fucked up, but at the same time, we are not as worse as the Chinese. Like, the Chinese are, you know what I mean? They owe them. They like own those people to like the T. They have like stores and everything. But TikTok was a planned app to keep track of these people and spy on these people, and they extended this shit to American people. But that's just one jump, because Facebook is the same shit.
Yeah.
And Facebook started as a app called LifeLog. If y'all want to Google that shit, it was called LifeLog.
That sounds wild.
Yeah, it was called LifeLog, and it's created by the Pentagon. And then whoever y'all, Mark Zuckerberg, he's not even like, you think he's self-made? Nah, he's not self-made. He's part of some type of rich family. I think like the Vanderbilts or some shit like that. And they passed that shit on to him. The moment Facebook went public is the moment LifeLog died. And LifeLog was from the Pentagon.
Okay.
They keep tabs on all of us.
Remember do you remember the shit we was on when we was in not Bowie Place, but in fucking Haley? We was on like when Facebook first started and shit. We was on some other fucking
what, MySpace?
No, not MySpace. It was another joint. It was another college.
That Spanish joint? You was on that shit.
Nah, Mahente. You talking about Mahente. It was another joint that we was on, dog. It was another joint.
What?
Joint. I don't remember the name. That's why I'm asking. I don't remember the name. I remember Mahente was on it before.
MySpace,
Facebook. That was one joint.
It was another joint. But I guess. Maybe.
I just want everybody.
It might have been in them joints. I thought it was on another joint.
LifeLog. Go to duckduckgo.com and go LifeLog Pentagon Facebook. Just 3 words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm leery of Chinese-owned companies, right? Because it's kind of like you said, Randall. It's always an intent behind it, and the intent is not good, especially for Americans. You know, they own AMC too, and people don't understand that they own AMC theaters, bro. Like, they got rights to everything you do while you're in that theater, and they're not even from this country, and you know that they're pretty much our enemies, man. It's like, why would you?
That whole ring shit that the NBA players are wearing, they've been doing shit like that.
Yeah.
When I was talking about 5G episodes ago, they've been doing that shit. They're keeping tabs on who goes where.
Yep.
Like, this is where they started shit. The Wuhan shit, the 5G shit. This is where it started. And George, you know who George Soros? He's funding that shit. He's trying to bring it here. He said They are the leaders.
Well, if we saying they're the leaders, well, we smart as fuck out this joint, and I wanted to question P-Shack because he had put some shit in the chat earlier talking about Tesla and all that. I got me one share of Tesla. Dog.
Oh yeah.
One share of Tesla at it was $1,016. That shit, yeah, it went up to 1,400.
Yeah, that shit at 1,400.
What y'all niggas trying to do out this joint, dog? It would be fucking dope. We need to make. Huh?
I was trying to put my bread in one of these vaccines because one of these
I did that
one
shit.
of them going to hit.
One of these vaccine companies in Gaithersburg got a $1.6 billion deal. Did you see that?
What's the companies? I was fucking with INO. That was a shit.
Novavax.
But I fuck with Novavax. I took my money out of that shit because it fucked me over.
Gaithersburg. That shit is in Gaithersburg. It got a $1.6 billion bill from the government to get vaccine for the shit.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like I seen that
too fast.
Yeah, you probably seen the.
It's like in a little office park.
There's so many jumps out here though. NIH and
that's what I'm saying. Them shits is all over. Yeah, Germantown.
Even by Montgomery Mall, they got Lockheed Martin and everything's around.
Yep,
here.
all that shit is right down here.
I say everything's around here.
Yeah. In a lot of those areas, like it'll be like in a random area, like it'll be like a shopping center or some shit right across the street, and then it'll be like this gated ass like little like center, you know what I'm saying, like office center or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you need like they have like a government fucking what's it called, security and all that shit, and it'll be right in the middle of the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a whole apartment complex right across the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like them shit be all out here.
Nah, but I was gonna get that fucking P-Shack word out of this joint because I know he got some of them motherfucking shares, but I was gonna say we need. It might be smart to motherfucking do like I don't know, put a little company or some shit together and get some fucking shares out this bitch, dog. Get some shares, nigga.
Now I put my shit
money.
I put my shit in some of them vaccine jumps. I might blur this out. Vaccine.
Yeah. What they say though? Pull your money together, black man. Pull your money together. Pull your money. Pull. POOL. Pull your money.
I'm making these shirts. I made this shirt.
Yeah. How much you shot?
Huh?
How much you shot those for?
A dub, or you get it for free if you spend over $75 or more.
$75? Nah, let me get a shirt.
I fucks with that joint though.
Dude, that's a good move though. That's a real good move.
What's the shit on the shirt? What does it say?
The Big Gods. At the Big Gods on Instagram.
Yeah, man. Send me one of those, man.
Debate gods, like debating with somebody.
Baked. You like to get baked? Baked. The Big Gods.
Oh, okay. What is this symbol though? I can't really see it. What is it like because I'm on my cell phone. I don't got my computer and shit. Okay. What is it, like a Buddha or some shit? Nigga, I still ain't see the shit.
Nigga, it's a Buddha.
I see a pink thing.
Last week I wore the shit.
It's a Buddha.
All right, man. I love y'all. I'm out, y'all.
That's Keys in the Dark. That's the next episode. We calling the Keys in the Dark. This motherfucker. Yeah.
There's been another illustrious overtime with your favorite host. We like to expand your mind. We like to expand your hearts. But it has to come to the end. This is Simo. This is Remy Please. This is Lighthouse. Thanks for tuning in to Overtime and peace.
I holla.